This video is on circumference, diameter, radius, and pi. So let's go over circumference. So circumference is the distance around the edge of a circle. So if you were to, say, start here and you were to start walking around this circle, that distance that you end up traveling as you go all the way around the circle, that is the circumference. The symbol for circumference is generally a capital C. All right, let's continue. Next, let's talk about radius. Radius is the distance from the center of the circle to the edge of the circle. So here on this particular picture, it's the distance here from the very center to this edge of the circle. So that is the radius. It could also be here from the center to this edge over here, or it could be from the center to this edge over here, or from the edge to the center. All those distances are exactly the same. All those distances are called the radius, and no matter what part of the outside of the circle you touch going to the middle, that distance will always be exactly the same. And the symbol for that is usually a lowercase r for radius. Next, let's talk about diameter. Diameter is the distance from one side of the circle to the other side, but going through the center of the circle. The symbol for diameter is generally a capital D. So here on our particular picture here, so going from the left all the way to the right, and going through the center, doing that, that would be your diameter. Or if I start here and I go through the center all the way until I get to the other side, that is also the diameter. Or from, say, here through the center to the other side, that's the diameter. All those three lines are diameters of this circle, and all those three lines are equal to each other. All right, last, let's talk about pi. This is actually the symbol for pi. Pi is about equal to 3.14159, etc., etc., etc. It keeps on going. Like I said, that is actually the symbol for pi. It's pronounced just like this right here, pi. Pi is an irrational number. So an irrational number, a reminder of what that means, it's a number that just keeps on going forever, but it doesn't repeat. So if I gave you the first 100 digits in pi, you wouldn't be able to find a pattern to predict what the 101 number is in pi. All right. And so the definition for pi is actually defined based on a circle. So if you were to take the circumference, or the distance around the circle, and you were to divide it by the diameter, it always equals exactly pi. And that doesn't matter how big or how small the circle is. So the circumference divided by diameter equals pi. Pi is, by the way, a constant. It's a number that's always equal to the exact same thing, which is about this much. All right, so we've gone over these four different words, these four different terms in all about a circle. there are relationships between these four terms. So, like I just said, if you took the circumference and you divided by the diameter, it equals pi. These two equations right here are the same thing. All I did to go from one equation to the other equation is I just multiplied both sides by diameter, but these two equations are exactly the same. Because radius is defined as from the center to the side, and diameter is defined as one side all the way to the other side, but through the middle. As you can sort of tell, your diameter is twice as big as your radius. So diameter is equal to radius times 2. Okay. And if I were to substitute diameter equals radius times 2 into this equation right here, I get this equation. Circumference is equal to 2 times pi times radius. This is the equation for circumference you'll see most often in math books.